This is a tragic VSSR violation of specific safety requirement involving a fatality. And what ended up happening was this individual was working on this farming equipment called a hay liner, and he was working under it, disassembling it, repairing it, and I guess he had put jacks to hold up the hay liner, and the hay liner apparently fell and collapsed and crushed him. This happened around noon. The last time anybody saw this individual was on noon of the day of his death, and then he wasn't seen, or nobody noticed that he wasn't there until around 4 p.m. that afternoon. So that whole those hours, he was sitting down, sitting under the hay liner, deceased. So there was a workers' comp claim, and then his decedents filed, I'm assuming his wife and possibly children, they filed death benefit claims, and then they also filed a violation of specific safety requirement. And they cited a section that I hadn't encountered before, and it's 4123 1-5-13 2 or 13C2, and it basically what it says is machinery that's being worked on, it must be on blocks, either lowered or be on blocks, and when it, or not in use. So what ended up happening in this situation was he just had jacks, and apparently the sheriff's department did a post-injury investigation, and they determined that the hay liner kind of like the jacks collapsed, or the hay liner went off the jacks. And if you ever change your tires, if you're not on a flat surface, and you're jacking up your car and it rolls off the jacks. Well, imagine you're under the car whilst that's happening, and that's kind of the situation here. And so what this code section requires is, again, that you have this whatever machine you're working on blocks or lower down, and I guess blocks would be some kind of block, so that if the jacks fail, at the very least it would be held up by the blocks. Nevertheless, this individual was, he died in this thing, and this is what happens with some of these work injuries. You encounter deaths. It's tragic, but the Industrial Commission granted the VSSR, which I think rightfully so, and the employer filed an appeal. The Industrial Commission refused to hear that, so the employer is filing it to the 10th District, which hears mandamuses regarding VSSRs. So I don't believe the final decision regarding this VSSR has been determined, but hopefully the VSSR remains allowed or remains in place, and the family could get at least something, some compensation out of their loved one's death. And again, tragic thing. Sorry for the family. It's horrible.